Good morning, everyone. So for today's Medieval Mirage Monday, we are going to stitch in our signatures in this journal, and I just want to show you how I'm going to put this spine in and finish inside as well, and then I'll do the other ones off camera, and then we'll just see how long that takes. I might just make a little start on some ephemera. So inside, let's just have a feel. I mean, you could use printables if you wanted to on the inside. I quite often like to use just maybe a lovely old piece of paper. If you have some, if you don't, it's like things like this. I might not use that one though. I think I've got this beautiful old 1700s paper. Are there any with any nice symbols in there? No, they're all pretty plain. I don't think I cut that. That was already like that. Look where they printed it. Let me just see what other ones. I know I have other ones flying around. So a bit headachy today. Don't know why, but I do have a bit of a whopper. I've had a Panadol, a paracetamol, to try and that's the moldy one. I won't use that one. I don't know that the mold is still active in them, but I just, just in case, I don't use those for that sort of thing. That's an old moldy oldie. A moldy oldie. Let's see. I don't think I've got any documents in here. A piece of document would be nice if I had like a ruined one. No, my best pages are those. These are big, so I'm not going to use those, and they're intact, so they'll be stitched into someone's journal somewhere. I might put a piece of, if I have one in the right colour, piece of Florentine paper or Italian paper. So I don't think I would use that one. Let me just see if I've got a bigger piece. I mean, they don't have to cover completely, because I think I might use that one. What's on that side? No, on this side. See, this is what I do. This is how I tell whether I want something. I quite like that, but let me see what other bigger ones I have. I've got a blue one that they don't have to go. They don't have to be the exact size, because you can just add a little strip, and I probably will do that. So I don't necessarily use, they don't have to go right to the bottom. I might prefer the blue. Do I prefer the blue? Yeah, I prefer it on that side with those flowers. So I'm going to put that Florentine paper there. And then I'm going to use a piece of the old paper. So I can just chop a piece off, because then I'm going to have the fabric going over. Just be careful not to chop too much off. That's pretty easy peasy, isn't it? Put that there, and then I'll have another ripped piece of nice something there. Okay, so I need my glue, and not coming out as usual. They are just not cooperating. There's the little noise. Actually, I probably could have just used my glue stick, but anyway, we'll use this. But I will need to spread it everywhere. Glue stick would have been better, I think. I haven't had my spreader out for a while, have I? I think it's better to put less. If you're using wet glue, put less. I'll still get crinkles in it, because I probably shouldn't have used this glue. If you're using a wet glue, just put less and then add more if you need more. Like, I'm going to need more, but I don't want it to be too wet. That's what I'm trying to say. So how is everyone today? I hope you're well. And weather's lovely. It's very sunny. We had the rain. There were a few floods. Actually, when I was driving back from the convent, I went past all of, Bologna and all these areas. They all flooded after that. In that night, it was, I think I said it was pouring, and there was really bad traffic and everything. Well, there were huge floods. Like people had to be, you know, airlifted out, or not airlifted, but boated out of their homes because the flood water was right up to the second floor. They got woken up in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. because there was these big floods. I did see like rivers were overflowing and stuff like that, but it didn't occur to me that it might flood. Fortunately, nobody was injured. They would have had a bit of water damage to their places. Okay, so that's there. I've glued that on. And here I'm going to use glue stick because this will be, let's see if there's, no, I don't think there's a page I prefer more than another. Actually, this is going to be too big, so I could, oh no, I'm not going to have enough left over. I will just do this, and I will probably put something down there as well. So let's, I'll trim this. I don't know if my trimmer will like this paper. Oh, get in there. Alright, it's alright. And then here, again, it doesn't really matter if I don't go right to the edge because I will have my fabric, but I'll try my best to go over as far as I can. And I'm going to chop that off, and that will be used in something else. It will not be thrown out. I didn't get too many bumps in that. That's good. So yeah, if you are using a wet glue, which is obviously more secure than using a glue stick, or could be, unless you've got like my super duper glue stick, then just make sure, start with less and then add more as you need it, because you don't want to have too many crinkles in your papers. I'm just going to grab my glue book and get my print. I'm going to make sure I put a lot of glue. No, actually I might use my other Giotto, the one that I like to use on fabric, but this one is not the mushy one. So we'll use that. And now of course these papers too, oh look at this is a bit dry, this one, pulling off the ink, all the dirt in the paper. No, I think it's pulling the ink because it's a bit dry. I may have to switch. I'll put a bit of this and then I'll put some Prit because the Prit's softer. This one I haven't used it for a while, so it just takes a minute to soften. But I don't feel like I'm getting enough glue on there, so I'm going to use the other one. I have put a bit of that. This will go. Look at this. This is a good one. I don't want air bubbles, so I need to make sure I get glue everywhere. I do obviously inevitably get one or two, but try to keep it to a minimum. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to get the glue off my fingers. That was quick, wasn't it? Now we've got to stitch in the signatures onto our board, which is the least fun bit. I'll tell you why, because I have to do measurements. Oh, do I have my ruler? Where's my ruler? I think it's out there. Oh, where's it gone? I think it's out in the other room. I think Steffi used it. Oh dear. It's my favourite ruler. I can't do measurements with my other rulers. Does everybody else have a favourite ruler? Because I have a favourite ruler that I like to do my measurements. And I don't like doing it with the other ones. Okay, right, so we can put, what is going, oh, that page is coming up. Didn't notice that. I thought I had glued everything down. That's okay, we can get some glue under there. Get that all stuck down. It's okay, it's not all coming off. Okay. This. If I do that, that sort of smooshes the glue around as well. make sure it gets everywhere, like so. There we go, problem solved. Never worry about it, guys. This is a dry wet one. You can fix it. Okay, I'll put that over there like that because we're going to need that. Well, I might use the big bottle of it. I don't need to be so fine. Okay, let's put that over there to dry. I like to get my mat because I'm going to be punching holes. I know I have a mat there, but I don't like poking holes in that mat. I like this mat. And I don't know where my ruler is. I may have to. I've got I've got this one. I wonder if I can understand this one. This is a quilting ruler. No, it's in inches. For that bit I need centimetres. I don't have a I've only got the wiggly ones. I want a regular one. I'll just have to pause you and go and find my other ruler. It was on the desk out there. Don't know why. Okay, so we need to put our measurements on here. Oh, reflection. Oh, goodness gracious. 21.5. I don't like that. 8. How many notches are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So 4.3. Oh, that's easy. 4, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let me see in this one if it's, that's 10 point whatever and 10 point whatever. There we go. We found the center. Okay, but I also need to find the center this way. And this one was, oh, it was 4.5. Oh, this is not good. Is that the center? I don't know. I do not like that side. I don't like all those bits. They really get me confused. So 4.5, so I need to do 2.25. That's my center there. But this is, oh, I guess this way it does look like it's the center. 10 point whatever. Okay, it does. So we've got our center. So I need to do that. I'm just going to do another one here. Just going to make that a big dot. 2.25. Oh, the light reflecting from my window is a shocker. It's not helping the headache. I'm just going to draw a line down there. Just a light one. Does that look straight? More or less. See, these rulers are good because they've got the lines there and you can line them up. They're transparent. You can line them up. Line up these. See, that was not straight. So there you go. So what I'm going to do is draw it again. It was just off. Okay, and then I'm going to put, this one has 3 signatures, so I'm going to put, I do 1 centimeters between each signature, which is, what's 1 centimeter in inches? Let's have a look. Just under 1/2 inch, if that helps. Can you see that, guys? Doesn't matter, you can do 1/4 inch between your signatures. That's where my first hole is going to go. So I just draw these lines. And I do manage to always put things in slightly off. It's just, you know, that's how I am. Put them in slightly off. But when doing this sort of thing, that's where those rulers come in handy. But I forget to use it. So I can just put my 2 center holes are going to be there. And I'd like to do, maybe in this book, I think I'll do 2.5 inches either way. So 1 there and 1 there. So I don't have swinging signatures. There. And we've done this millions of times. Multiple times, probably not millions, but multiple. And I'm going to pull out my bookbinding box and grab now this is called a Japanese screw punch, and this is that brand, the same brand as these are, Vaesen Creative. That's the brand of my Japanese screw punch. They don't like, because we use them a lot, they don't last forever. They do eventually fall apart when you use them a lot. So you don't want to, well, I don't know. I wonder if you spent an exorbitant amount on them. I think this was like €10 or something. I bought 2 just in case. Because the other one I used it for years, and I went through really thick layers, and it lasted me quite a long time, but it did fall apart. But they're very good. They do nice, neat holes. But you can use a book awl as well. It does the same job. Okay, so that's that. That's ready to go. Now, we need to remember the order our signatures are in. And I grabbed my nice big paper clips that I bought on Amazon. No, I didn't. I bought them at Kmart in Australia. I always say that, don't I? I always get it wrong. So they came from Kmart. The good old Kmart. We don't have a Kmart here in Italy, so I do like to visit those stores when I go. We all want what we don't have, don't we? You want to visit the convent, I want to visit Kmart. It's a bit different, isn't it? So 8.4, so 4.2. Don't know if you can see. And then I've got to remember to do 2.5 and 2.5 there. And while I'm at it, I'm going to punch my holes. So hold it up. Oh, look, I even drew my dot on the wrong spot. So you're going to get the dot. Whoever gets this one gets the dot. Because I use a pen, not a pencil, because I'm clever. Not. Okay. And this one. So let's find some more of those. I had lost one for a while, but I did find it. It should be in here. Let me rummage around. There's my needle. I need that. I'll grab that now while I see it, because I usually can't find it. And I keep these on until I stitch it in, so they're not swinging about everywhere. Now just make sure you push it all in to the center. And we've, oh good, we've got 8.4 again, so 4.2. Oops, poked a hole. About to poke a bigger hole in a minute. And 2.5, I should say. Oh, I am totally off today. Let's just blame the headache. It's the headache's fault. There we go, that one's ready. And just take these out. Oh, there they are. Good thing they're over there. Oh, I found even more. I do need to resize those pages. And then this book will have to sit until tomorrow when I've glued it in. It will sit. Oh, that one's a bit bigger. Can I slide that down a bit? I can. No, I cannot. Okay, it doesn't matter. 4.3. There and there. Okay, so that's that. We've put our holes in. That painful job is done, the measuring. I mean, I do not enjoy measuring at all. So I'm just going to use this tan colour. It's probably one of the colours I use the most. And I've got to grab this. And I start with my bottom signature. I don't cut this until it's done. I'll be getting tangled on those if I leave them out. Yep. Yeah, I think I'll leave the ties on the top. Oh, there it is. Now I do need to make sure you pull this all taut, so that you don't have, otherwise your signature is going to swing about. I've done that before. open this. Okay, scissors. Oh, didn't pull any scissors out yet today. I did tidy up because yesterday I did my stitching video. I am pre-recording, as you know, because I've got a busy week next week. I won't be available, so I'm pre-recording. There'll be stories to tell, I think. And then I'll just double check that's tight because we still have time to, you know, pull it out and do it again if it's not tight enough. But I think it will be. I'll just grab this and fold it over. Yep, very tight. Okay, and then we put the second one in. I always finish with the first, you know, the first signature on top. And a nice blunt needle is recommended for this because you've got nice big holes there. And if you have a sharp needle, I'll show you when you come back up through the middle, you can get into that thread and split it, and then it weakens. And also you can't, and you won't be able to tighten it because your thread will be in this thread here, like it'll be in that, and you can't. It doesn't allow you then to tighten it. I don't want to waste my thread. Let's just cut it now, and then I can pull tight. And when you do multiple of these, your hands do become a little bit sore. You kind of get thread burn because you're, you know, pulling it tight there like that, and get a bit of thread burn. Well, I have when I've done many at one time. That's that one. And then the last one. This is pretty easy. I think it's always useful to see multiple times the different bindings. I know I had to watch many times before I could, you know, I sort of got it all happening. Other side, yes. Okay, and there we go. So now, see, it's all attached onto there. It's not wiggling, it's nice and tight. It's pretty okay for me. It's pretty, oh, my neck. I think I've got, like, you know, cervical sort of headache from my, they call it cervicalia here, just from sort of sitting. Now there's a lot of space here, so I've got a lot of space, but I wanted these journals to be able to grow because there's lots of things to make. So I'm sort of just checking that it's all good, and I'm going to put a lot of glue. I'm using PVA glue. I use Vinaville. I don't know whether that's just here or you get it in other places, but the first thing I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is just fold in these pages, because I will paperclip all my signatures together. Those were those weird bits that I had. I don't know where they came from. I didn't cut them. They were just like that. They were in you know, I bought a big box of papers or documents or something, and they were in there. You want a lot of glue. Because this has to stick in there. Okay, and then I'm going to put some glue in here as well. We want it all to stick. hand's getting tired. I probably should have done this bit first so I could use 2 hands. That would have been clever. I'm going to start putting the glue up here. I will put some up here. I sort of know. Oh, I didn't cover that bit, but I can do that afterwards. I should have done it before, but it's not the end of the world if I do it afterwards. Not quite sure how far beyond, oh, quite a way, my fabric's going to go. But as I said, you do want an amount of glue on here because it's really got to stick. So it'll be slippery for a bit. Okay, so I need to put this in. It does just kind of slot in, I think. Let me see. Oh, it looks all right to me. Oh, it looks a bit crooked. You do have a bit of wiggle room, I think. Let's see. I need to move it over here a little bit. Now, just lift them up and just check. Not so much that it's, it should be pretty straight because the cardboard does just fit in there. Just making sure I'm looking at top and bottom and that that it's going to close nicely. So that's good. So I'm going to get my ruler here. You need to hold the page. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get my paper clip now, and I'm just going to paper clip the pages up for a minute, just so they don't lift the thing off here. And I'm just going to, you probably can't see, I'm just going to make sure this is all glued in. I don't want that to happen. There, like that. And I did put just the right amount of glue there. Okay. And then I'm going to come over here on this side and do this. I didn't catch those 2 pages. Do this one. Excuse me, you can't see if I go like that. This one I may need to add some glue. I think it's a bit longer. Oh, the lid's not on. Okay. So let's just run some glue. I will sort out that plain bit there afterwards. That's there. I just really want to get this stuck down now. So that's that, like that. And then what I'm going to do is just take this off for a minute, and where's the signature? Here. I'm just going to clip those together, and I want to just grab my ruler and press it in. Even use my fingers. Then I'm going to clip these 2 together and do the same thing between the signatures, just to make sure it's all squishing down onto the spine. This is like an easier hidden spine to do, in my opinion. Like, it's easier than the other one, the floating spine, the floating hidden spine. So I'm going to go like that. I actually don't think I need to. Then you bring the book up like this, and then press it down, and then pin it together, and then I just go like this. When you can do this one is good when you've got a flatter spine. If you have a curved spine, you wouldn't be able to do this. So that's all sticking. That's not going anywhere. I think it's all very well stuck. And I'm just going to put that on its bottom like that, and that is just going to sit there. I could, if I wanted to, put little paper clips in there, but I don't think it needs it. I think it's really stuck. So that's just going to sit there until tomorrow to dry. I've got another one to do like that, but I'm not going to do that now because you don't need to see it again. And we're just gonna, I'm just really itching to play with the papers. So let's put this away. Well, I won't put it away, I'll do the other ones afterwards. Oh, don't enjoy doing it, but it needs to be done. And I've got Jarf's kits here, and so we'll start having a whirl with those. The rulers over there, might need them. And oh, I don't want to lose that. So we'll start. Oh, wrong end. Okay, that over there. And the other journals are here. This one's got the 5 signatures, and that one is going to be glued there as well. Same thing, I'll find the center and I'll do two signatures on either side. And this one has the floating. So I'll stitch the 3 signatures onto this, but I won't, well, I could glue it to that. I will glue it to that as well. I think I'll do that one the same way. I don't know how well it will glue to the fabric, but then it will just become floating. Because normally you would just glue these flappy bits. I would have had paper all the way and then had it going across without the cardboard. But I think I'll glue it with like the other ones. Okay, so put those over there. And let's start looking at Jarf's goodies. Now these, I'm thinking I would like to just print those on the other side. So let's just have a quick reminder of what is happening in these kits. Okay. Now this one, I'm thinking this one I'm going to make something, it's a window obviously, so I think we might have a play with that one today. Play with those sorts of things a little bit later. Let's do one of those. Aren't these gorgeous? So pretty. And we'll do these. Let's start doing some of our pockets. Okay. We'll do a couple of pockets. Oh, itchy, 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 itchy. So these, I'm just wondering, do I want to reinforce them? I'm just going to, so this one here, I can see they are attached. So let's just cut it out. I'm just going to hand cut it because that's all going to get folded in. You're not going to be able to see it. I'm wondering, do I want to put vellum in them or not? We'll just cut them out. So this could actually be like a wraparound. You could wrap it around the edge of a page and have 2 window pockets, but I'm actually going to separate them and get more bang for my buck. So I'm going to have 2. And I don't think I'm going to reinforce them. I think I'm going to fold that down so the top is reinforced where I slide in. So they're also created, they've got the flappy bits around all sides. So you could use this as a side tuck or a top tucking pocket. You've got choices. But I'm going to fold that down like that and glue it. And I'll do the other one as well. Got a lot of glues here in front of me. So that's that. And I'll punch my hole afterwards, and I'll do the same with that. I'll look at the writing and see which is the top and bottom. Okay, didn't make a boo-boo. Because remember, I've got multiple journals, so I want more than just one. Oops, excuse me, glue. So that's that. And then we need to, I'm just going to poke here. I'm going to use my big scissors because it's a big one, but I'm just use the little scissors to poke my hole. I'm just just going to go down here and snip to my corners. I saw lovely Gail did that. I mean, I do it sometimes, but it is a good way to get yourself going when doing these things. Because then when you cut, those pieces will just fall away and not bother you. So just go slowly here because it's curved. I'm moving my scissors, but I'm moving my paper more than my scissors. I mean, it's not perfect, but it does the job. And I think I am going to add vellum to these because I didn't reinforce them. Because otherwise they'll, you know, when you're trying to push things into them, and I'm going to snip here because when that folds in, I don't want to see that. And here. So they kind of got like a little, would you say it's a gusset? I don't know, sort of pocket so that they, so they're sort of not tight, because when you glue them down like that, then they're very tight pockets. But when you have this folded over, I don't want to fold it now because I've still got to glue my thing in, they're looser. It's easier to get things in and out. I didn't snip the corners on this one. Did you notice? I just got into it, but I don't think I've done it. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's okay. Okay. Right. Just get rid of, oh, I've got to snip those other bits just a sec. So I will put, what I'm going to do is just do all this cutting out now, quickly, as quick as I can without making a mess. And then I think that little bit there might be too long. I'm going to trim those down. I don't think we need them that deep. Okay, and now let's do both of these. Window pocket. I'm going to get myself a little plastic thing to put these in, all my bits, because you do end up with a lot of bits. I'm actually going to fold that down, so I'm going to trim a little bit off though because it's too much. Oh, hello. Because I usually do reinforce these, but I want to see how I go not reinforcing. That doesn't have a lot of space there, so I may have to, I'll just fold it down a little bit. Okay. It's going to be a little bit hard. It's only going to have a tiny bit, but it will glue. Lots of glue. Not that much glue. Just a little reinforcement. Okay, and we'll do this one. This one has more. So you can also, like if you had a, excuse me, if you had a to say this was going to be like a journal card. You can wrap those around as well and create a floating pocket. If there's more pockety things in there, I can't remember. If there's more pockety things in these, then I might do that. Oh, I didn't cut that bit off. But before I fold the flaps in, I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to put my vellum, because otherwise they'll annoy me when I'm trying to glue my vellum in. Lot of work to be done. Okay, so those. And then I'm just going to quickly do this one. So I'll have to decide which side do I want to be. Well, no, it could be a top tuck, is what I'm thinking. I'm just not going to snip everything off for a minute. I just need to work it out. Okay, so I think this is going to fold around there and become a pocket. So what I want to do is I'm going to trim that like that. So there's no flaps on this one, but I'm going to create them. Okay, so that's that. That's going to fold around, and let's just snip a little bit out there. I'm going to fold those down to reinforce, and this I'm going to cut off. Yes, just checking. And then this I'm going to fold over, and this is going to wrap around the page and become a side tuck. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I'll glue that down, lock it in. Sure about that, and we're locking it in. That one. Here I'm reinforcing this because it's going to be a top pocket, and there I cut that bit out so when I fold it, it's not going to sort of be thick in the crease when I fold it over. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Just going to glue that down and glue this one so we're not ripping it as we put things in. Okay, it's not straight, but it doesn't matter. And then this is going to fold over, and I can fold this one over now because there's no vellum going there. When I glue that down, I'm going to glue it there like so. It's going to glue there, and then that is going to wrap around the page and be a side tuck. Does that make sense? You'll see. We'll get it done. We've just got to get our vellum in first, and then we can do a better job. Let's just do a bit of cutting there. Get our big scissors in. I'm using big scissors because these are big and I find it easier. As I said, I never do a perfect job. Okay, right, so the next step is, and we're you know, mass making here, we're doing 5 pockets at one time. So I've got this here, I can use that. Just looking for some plain bits. Yeah, I don't think I'll use anything cream, sort of milky. Yep, that's what I'll use. Okay, so that piece is going to be perfect for there. So I'm going to grab my, not that glue, I want this glue. This one dries a bit faster. Oh, there we go. I'm not going to go too close to the windowy part, because otherwise it oozes out onto your vellum. Or this is tracing paper, it's not really vellum. And then I'm going to go around the edge here, because you want that to glue down, because when you're trying to put things in, it'll get caught on there and you won't be able to use the pocket. So you want your edges to be glued. Let's get this. I'm moving it away from the center, and I'll clean it off. And I won't close it yet, I'll let it dry a little bit. Clean that off. It'll be a little bit sticky for a minute. And you do with tracing paper and vellum, you do need to keep going over it a little bit, just until it sticks. And there, you don't need to worry about that, it's just extra help. Okay, it has crinkled a bit. I put too much. Maybe, no, you know what, I'm going to use my Tombow glue, because less will come out. That's what I'm going to use, because a lot of glue came out of that one. I could grab my wet one and then just take some of the sticky off as well. There we go. Okay, so we'll put that aside for a minute, and let's do these. This is the top. Oh, I hope I have enough here. Can I get my scissors under there? Oh dear. Measuring at its finest. Okay. Is that too big? No. Let's stick that down a bit better. That is going to be good. Okay, so is this working? No, they just keep, I even kept it on its nose, but it's still, now it's still getting clogged. This is better. You're not going to get such a crinkly job. Much less glue. Yes. So yep, if you really wanted to streamline the process, you could just cut all your tracing paper vellums first, and then do your gluing after. You also want to be careful, like you're not sliding it around too much and getting glue everywhere. You don't want glue on this part where the window part is. And you don't want curling up vellum. Just going to go over quickly with this. That's better. It does crinkle a little bit, but not too bad. That's that one. We'll do this one. Oh, I'm not going to have enough here. I'll have to get another piece. I thought this piece would get me. I forgot that I had the two big ones. I'm not going to throw that out. I will use that somewhere. Okay. There we go. Let's cut this one. My thoughts were wandering then. That's when I go quiet, it's my thoughts wandering off on a tangent. Thinking about other things, not even related to what we're doing. Now, if I were clever, which is debatable, I would get another piece of tracing paper vellum. I'm calling it tracing paper vellum because this is actually tracing paper. It's thinner, what I'm using, but I do have pieces of vellum in here that's thicker. It's the thicker one. Here we go. I've got more in here. Look at that. There's another boo-boo print. So that's good. I'm going to put a mark in. Maybe I will be a bright spark and cut it with my cutter. Might make me go faster. Oh, what a revelation. There we go. Oh, got to better check the time too. It's now no longer morning. Oh, you know, guys, we can't hear the bells anymore. Steffi put our windows are too good now. I can't complain because you know how much gas we paid in January, February? I think it was January, February. We paid. I guess we were away for the first 20 days of January. It was a 2-month bill. We only paid €100 for gas. Steph, we were expecting a whopper because we didn't have any shame about having our heat, you know, floor heating on. Everything that's all runs by gas. Oh, Steffi was beside himself. It's okay, we'll knock him out with the electricity bill in summertime, because you know what, that air conditioning goes on. It does, because I get migraines with the heat and the humidity, and they're predicting the hottest summer on record this year, and I'm not looking forward to it. I won't be going out. Let me just say this, I will be inside all the time, which is good because you guys will get videos. I won't be out whooping it up at the beach or well, I never go and whoop it up at the beach anyway. I like to go down to the beach in the late afternoon. They've got bars on the beach here, and you can go and have an aperitivo. That could be good, but I have to reach my weight goals first before I can go and do that, because I have been very good girl. Now I'm not on a diet, but I'm just not drinking very much wine at the moment. Being good on the wine, and very, you know, less carbohydrates. We did have risotto yesterday for lunch, but then we had roast chicken for dinner. I've lost my semicircle punch. This is not good. Oh, I haven't lost it. I found it. So about halfway. You may measure. If you would like to measure, you may. Oh, I didn't glue that one. I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, gosh. I mean, what can you do? You don't have to punch the semicircle. I like the semicircle because it does remind people that it's a pocket. And one of I don't know if this lady watches anymore. I can't remember what her name was. But she had said to me many years ago when I first started, actually, those I'm going to punch together. So let's put the window in here. I forgot about this one. I thought I was done. I was all excited. So I will go ahead and see if there's any others that are just going to be simply prepared in a similar fashion. And then if there's anything of the windows that I'm going to do something different, we'll do that in the videos together. But otherwise, I'll just pre-prepare them, the other ones, off camera. Unless, as I said, I'm doing something different that I feel like you need to see. Okay. So once you've attached in one spot, you don't want to be sliding it up or down, because you're going to get glue in your window part, and you don't want that. Well, you know, it's not the end of the world, but it's better not to have it. So keep your something to wipe it down if you need to. Certainly want that glued, because that's where we're going to be sliding things in, so you definitely want that glued down. Here, if it curls a little bit, probably won't hinder putting things in the pocket as much, but definitely the other way, yes. At the top here, that needs to glue down. Just wiping off the sticky. Now we can punch this one, and we can do our folding, which is the boring bit for me, because I am not a good folder. Okay, here we go. One down and many to go. Actually, I won't show you all of them. I'll just do this one. The others are all the same process, but the tri-foldy one I want to do. So we won't sit through me folding all of these now. That's very crooked. No problem. So that obviously, when you glue it onto your page, put glue there, 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 and then you've got a nice pocket to go on the page. Okay, so let's grab this one. This one needs a bit more work than those. So this I'm going to fold to here, like so. Oh, that's an issue. Oh, it's not an issue. It's just a white pocket. It's actually not such an issue because, but you know what I can do? If I want to, I can get my ink and just stamp there. Why don't I stamp it? So I'm going to grab my buke, as my gran would say. Sometimes I like to say that. It just reminds me of my granny. I loved my granny. I didn't know my other granny. She died when I was a baby, my dad's mum. Mum said she was very scary. She was very severe. So I am going to, but she did like my mum. Just stamp that. So you can just see a little bit of script through the window. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're looking at it through the tracing paper. But it just gives you something to look at when you take the tag out. Quick fix. You could glue a piece of book page in there. Then of course you're going to have something that you're crashing into when you're trying to put things in. So let's glue this. We just need to glue here and here. I don't go right to the edge there. I go to this edge but not to the other edge because I don't want to glue down my pocket. And it does ooze a little bit. So of course I haven't done, you know, straight cutting, but I can fix the, I can fix those bits up after. So that's that. And see, we've got the stamped bit there. And then now I can do this. I want it, because I wanted it to be together. So that is that. So this is a flip, obviously. So we've made this into a flip. So I'm going to fold this, and this is going to wrap around a page. Or another thing, actually, I'm thinking, I could actually glue that down and it could go like that. Does everyone understand? So let me grab, I've got an extra page here. So just say I wanted to put this, I wouldn't put it on these pages. I'd probably put it on a plain page, but just say I'm going to put it in this page. I could glue that on 3 sides, there, there, and there, and have a side tuck like that. But what I'm going to do with this one, there'll probably be another one in the thing, maybe. I'm going to punch my hole here, and I would have for the other option as well. And I'm going to actually have it, I'm going to glue that on a page like that. So the glue will go here, here, and here. And then when you on this page, you simply have a flip out. And where that white is, I'll probably put a little bit of washi tape down there. So you see what I mean? How cool. Otherwise, the other option is like that. And it folds over that way. So I'm going to let that dry. These go onto the page like so. Just glue it around the 3 sides and on they go like that. So very cool. So that is my video for today. We've stitched in one set of pages and done the hidden spine, type of hidden spine. That's what I'm going to do for all of them. And then we have started to prepare some of our pockets. So I'll just go and fold these flaps in off camera. They don't need any reinforcing because we've got the tissue paper, not the tissue, the tracing paper on there, and that it's strong enough. It really is strong enough. And there I use the other wet glue and way too much glue, and so the Tombow is much better. So that'll be a little crinkly one. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye.